Hi friends, this is Susie, your Candy Crush guru. It is September 3rd, 2018, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit more about private browsers. So let's look at my situation. I have 0 lives, no lives in holding, and 25 plus minutes before I can get my next life. I have got, let's see, on the space race, I've got 1,000 of these color bombs, which puts me in 5th place. And for boosters, I have, I can't show you how many boosters I have because I can't open the level because I have no lives. So this is what I'm going to do. Notice that I am in a private browser. I am going to come over to my tab here. I'm going to right click on it and say reload tab. I'm going to refresh everything. And there's something tricky that happens with the private browser. You are not collecting any cookies when you use a private browser. And because of that, the system has kind of a short memory span. So it doesn't know that you've already collected your striped wrapped combo for the day on the treat calendar. That's what I was going to show you with my boosters. It doesn't know that you used up all of your lives. And the other thing, and this is the bizarre thing that I don't understand how cookies affect, but it happens, it doesn't know that I have 1,000 color bombs. It thinks now I have 1,050. It will credit me 50 color bombs every time I refresh. So let's talk about the implications of that. The implications are that I never have to worry about friends sending me lives, so I don't have to send out those requests, especially if I'm the kind of person who thinks it's bugging friends to ask for lives. Although the way that Candy Crush has it set up now, it really isn't, because you should only be asking your Candy Crush friends to send lives. So here's my contest. I say take off, and it's going to show me where I am, how many I've accumulated. I've accumulated 1,050, and I'm now in 4th place. Now, the implication here is that every time I refresh, I'm going to be able to climb higher up and probably overtake Eduardo F if I do this often enough. I'm not going to talk about the moral implication, because normally when you're exploiting the system, like getting lives, you're not taking lives away from your friends or other people to get lives. You're just getting lives. You're just tricking the system. Here, even though we are matched against people that aren't necessarily on our friends list, I don't know Eduardo, Bob, and Paul, I would still be doing something against Eduardo, Bob, and Paul by continuing to do this until I get the treasure, or at least against Eduardo, by taking over his place. So that is a moral question that you need to answer for yourself, but it also means if you think, oh my goodness, how in the world is that person beating me? There's no way he could get that many. Well, there is a way he can get that many. He can exploit the system. So there's that. And then let's look at the treat calendar. Now notice I'm getting the treat calendar. And I get a striped and a wrapped combo. Space contest, yay, let's go. And now I will have, all my lives, full lives. And I have 413 of these striped wrapped combos. I'm going to go ahead and reload one more time and talk about how to access a private browser. Now, I only know of a way to do this on a computer. I'm the last adult American to never have owned a cell phone, so I can't experiment there. But this also shows you that experimenting with these things is so important, because if you want to exploit your system, you have to know how the system operates, and you have to see what kinds of things to look for. So, with this, if you have a computer, I also don't know how to do this with Facebook Game Room. I don't know of any private browser for Facebook Game Room, but I'm in Firefox right now, and it's easy to get to this private window, and you can see that I'm in a private window. I just click on this menu here to open it, and then I look for new private window. I click it and it opens it up for me. And you could experiment, and you could keep opening, you could duplicate this. This is another way to get this in a private window. I could duplicate this tab, and every time I duplicate it, presumably I would be getting the same thing. So I can do this same thing, but I can do it faster. Now on my computer, it's a relatively slow computer. It doesn't have a lot of processing speed left to it. And the same thing would happen on a laptop, but it may slow you down actually because it takes longer to load these things. So this is how I do this on Firefox. If I were in Chrome, I could do the same thing, but with these 3 dots, and it's called incognito. And I could open an incognito window. And then also in Edge, there's a, upper right, I think, in Safari. And if you have a browser that I'm not showing and you want to know how to open up a private window, you can just Google private window and whatever browser you're using and figure out how to do that. But I would also check and make sure that the results you're getting are the same results that I'm getting. Because just because I'm getting this now on September 3rd, 2018, doesn't mean that it will always last. This is basically a glitch. It's not something that's going to disrupt normal playing behavior, but it's not a feature that the developers intended for us to have. It's a way to exploit the system and go, oh, I can trick it to give me things that it wouldn't normally give me. Let's look at how. So here we go. We're going to get more of this. Now I have 1100, and then I'm going to get my daily treat calendar. And then I am going to show you, here's my full lives. Now I've got friends starting to send things. If I refresh, they'll probably be lost, but remember, it shouldn't matter to me if I do this in a private browser. And now I've got 414 instead of 413 of these. So I can get unlimited these. It doesn't work with anything else because it's the first day of the calendar. That's the thing. Because it doesn't store cookies, it doesn't know to be on any day other than the first day. And the first day reward right now is always a striped wrapped combo. So if you, on your normal browser, you don't use a private browser, and you think, hey, why is it that it never advances? Why don't I get anything other than a striped wrapped? It's probably because you have your cookies set to clear out every night. And if you have that, then Facebook or Candy Crush doesn't know that you've already received that treat, and it's going to keep trying to give that to you over and over. So that is my information on private browsers. These are some things that work. There are other things that have worked in the past, some things that may work in the future. It's all about experimenting with your system to find out what you can get it to give you based on what you need and what you feel morally fine doing. If you'd like to see more videos, if this was at all helpful to you or informative, I'd ask that you consider liking and subscribing. That, of course, in turn would also help me out. If you have any questions or comments, please put those below, and I'm happy to respond as quickly as possible. And as always, thanks so much for watching.